Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from Sophie Gardner, and she's in the Leander, a tier 6 British cruiser. She's on map neighbors, and well, this is a ranked game, and it's in the epicenter mode. So obviously everyone's tier 6 here, there is a carrier, and there is no destroyer, so that's gonna be interesting. Now of course, in a British cruiser with smoke, you have, well, at least half a destroyer, I guess, so there is that. Now the friendlies managed to already capture the outer circle, which is pretty nice, but it's gonna be contested, so there won't be much points gained. They made some progress here on the middle ring, but once again this is just gonna be contested. And I doubt that anyone is going to claim the center soon, simply because, well, there are no destroyers, and whoever tries is gonna get wrecked. Now this London here is pretty much in the... Oh, he screwed up his smoke and now he's trying to reverse into it, I guess. We'll see how that works, because technically the New Mexico and the East have shot CL and there are troops coming. So actually, yeah, those were Keratops, I guess, so the London is still around. Anyway, next up we have a Warspite that's somewhat broadside. Unfortunately, you know, the smoke is only going to last for another 30 seconds. And while Sophie here isn't that aggressive right now, the carrier can always spot you, right? It doesn't help if you are out of ship detection range. If there are just planes that keep you spotted. So the London is visible once more, and it's gonna get wrecked this time.
We destroyed an enemy cruiser.
Well, that's the first blood. Unfortunately, the friendly Leander is going down as well, because for some reason it tried to YOLO into the center. Not the best choice. But hey, the enemy Pepsi is also almost down, so... You know, so far not looking too bad for the friendly team. Now Leander here has to reverse out from the center circle, because you really don't want to be shot at by a battleship. And smoke is on cooldown, and obviously she's plane spotted. Now, I would like to see the New Mexico and the East go a little bit closer, and also ideally split up a little bit. There are only two battleships here, right? Ideally you want the battleships, like the enemy has the battleships split up, which means they might create crossfires. For example, the friendly East and New Mexico are full broadside to the West Virginia because they're angled against the Warspite. This is ideally what you want. If you have both battleships basically like hugging each other, then there is no crossfire. I mean, you can have crossfire with the cruisers, but cruiser guns just aren't really that scary, I guess. So there is that.
Problem solved, sir.
Now Sophie here has smoked up again. And, well, there would be fully broadside West Virginia. Unfortunately, though, there is no one spotting right now. That's obviously a downside with no destroyers. But then again, you know, there are planes, and the planes are currently on the way. Of course, that was West Virginia is sort of sailing away and angling now. There is the Warspite that's basically charging both friendly battleships. I mean, that might be a good news situation. The Graf Spee could potentially get some bombs in. I mean, I'm not sure how close it is right now, but Graf Spee has 8km torpedoes. Of course, the friendly battleships are broadside technically to 3 enemies. Only one of them is a battleship. But still, not really where you wanna be. Now the enemy Graf Spee here is broadside too, so that's lovely. So far, basically, Sophie here has found a lovely island, and she has... well, that island has been very, very helpful so far. It hasn't betrayed her yet. Well, down goes a friendly Easer, and that Warspite is, for some reason, now even turning away and giving broadside to the New Mexico. Now, there's some fish in the water. We'll see if the Warspite wants it. I mean, the friendlies started pretty well, I guess, with the cap circles, but, you know, and that has passed. And they are one ship behind, but it's only one ship. Now, Smoke isn't quite ready yet. There's a Graf Spee coming this way. Graf Spee guns are fairly sizable for a cruiser, and definitely not something you wanna be stiddled with in your Leander. And oh yeah, the Warspite is gonna have some fish.
Enemy battleship sunk.
So, I mean, that equalizes the ships. And, you know, after all this time, New Mexico is even no longer broadside to the entire enemy team, so... That's some good news. And the Graf Spee is also coming in. The friendly carrier is staying back there safe behind the friendly, so that's also a good thing. What's not so good is that Graf Spee pushing here with a Hydro. Now, right now, I think that still works out. Let's have a look at the... yeah, I mean, that island isn't so big back there. So, the West Virginia might soon have shots here, which would be an issue. Then again, it's not necessarily paying attention. So, Sophie is moving out, trying to stay angled. And did the Graf Spee just shoot high explosive? I mean, that would be ideal.
Torpedoes are
I'm not actually sure how much ammo the Leander has and how the overmatch here works, but I wouldn't be really surprised if the Graf Spee just overmatches a lot here. Now also, Sophie seems to be no longer Hydro, so those torps could actually work. Graf Spee is showing broadside. It's a bit of a risky turn here, because, well, she's now full broadside to the Graf Spee. But then again, I guess a Graf Spee isn't reloading that quickly. There is a torp hit, that's nice. And now, oh, he's even flooding. Well, no more, but the shells got this.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
So the carrier is getting involved. That's unfortunate, but it mostly missed, so that's fine. Meanwhile, we've lost the friendly battleship. The Graf Spee is now fighting the Makarov and the West Virginia up there. Well, with helps from the friendly carrier. Now the enemy team is 100 points in the lead, but the teams are equal on ships. Well, Graf Spee is almost down, but so is the enemy cruiser. So there is that. And while the friendlies are losing the outer circle, they are now capturing the middle circle. So, you know. And there is 10 minutes left to go. Now this West Virginia could be interested in some fish. There is also the option to smoke up. And just shoot. Well, I mean... the friendly carrier is going to harass those ships, so spotting should be happening pretty soon again. Or so we hope. So the West Virginia has entered that middle circle, it's no longer being contested. But first of all we have to deal with a Makarov enemy. And there goes the Graf Spee, but will the Makarov sink here? Well, no. Well, that's a shame. And the West Virginia refused to fish. Now, smoke fire penalty is 4.6. Oh, Makarov is visible again, so she immediately switches. And let's just see. This time, Makarov should hopefully sink. Well, it does this whole dodging thing, right? That's a shame. Now, there is still one torpedo launcher ready. It's unfortunately on the wrong side right now. But she could try to turn. First of all, we need to deal with this Makarov though, and that's done.
Enemy cruiser
In 80 seconds, the next torp launcher will be ready. And I mean, smoke is still lasting for a while. Is West Virginia... oh, is he... what's the West Virginia doing? Now, she also doesn't want to reverse, I guess, back into the other circle because she wants to cap the outer one. And it doesn't look like the West Virginia is actually charging.
You're the last one standing.
Oh, right, the friendly carrier is not dead. Well, I mean, friendly carrier, maybe it shouldn't have pushed a little bit there because it was spotted by the enemy carrier and then taken out by the West Virginia. So, well, I mean, you know, of the 5 enemies that have been destroyed, Sophie got 4 kills. Well, there are 2 more remaining. Unfortunately, you know, points-wise, it's also not looking ideal. Although she does control now the outer circle. But the enemy is going to take the center here as well. And I mean, with a carrier, this is going to be tricky. Oh, there is the carrier. Now, oh, the carrier is actually trying to cap the other. Like, if this carrier is smart, he's running to J1 now, right? She can't really chase after it with the West Virginia still around. Now all the West Virginia needs to do is basically stay on, like, away from the island so it can't be torped. In the middle circle, right? And then the carrier just runs towards the zone wall, and then this is basically an easy win for the enemy. The only way this West Virginia is really gonna die. Well, I mean, there is still 1 squadron from the friendly planes in the air, right? If she can smoke up and use the plane spotting, she could gun it down, but she's never going to sink the West Virginia in an open water gunboat fight. Yeah, so she's going to use the last planes there for some spotting. So she probably needs to hit some torps there. Well, I mean, the friendly carrier is going to hit some torps. That's going to help. Actually, that's doing a lot more damage than I expected. Yeah, okay. She's got this. She's got this. Now, the West Virginia might disappear soon, though. There is a high caliber. But 1 more salvo should do it, could do it. There we go. There's a Kraken unleashed. Now that leaves the carrier. Now, in an interesting turn of events, when we last looked at the minmap, the carrier was coming towards the center. Now, surely he wouldn't be so foolish as to charge here, right? And, well, there comes another drop. Not that she can do much, yet that carrier is charging. I mean, he might be trying to reverse now. He might be trying to regret this. So now the question becomes, can she sink the carrier before carrier sinks her? And yeah, I presume that carrier is reversing by now. The problem, of course, is carriers are not that easy. You can see how many ricochets she gets, and it's not like she can fire high explosive. I mean, it's not like fires would do anything anyway, but the carrier is unfortunately pretty well angled. And yeah, carriers can do a sizable amount of damage. She could torp here, but well, I mean, it's 4.5 kilometers. Not sure if she has the angles currently. I think I would throw a torp here into the mix. She's got a heal though, and she's getting more and more broadside. Because the carrier has to reverse, it can't really keep up there. And she is getting those angles for better armor piercing hits. Well, there is a flooding. Of course there is. I mean, it's a tough choice, because on the one hand you might want to try to dodge the planes in the angle, on the other hand she wants to use all of her guns, and she's almost got the carrier's almost got her, and down it goes. So unfortunately I don't have any post-battle results screens, but well done, Sophie Gardner. This was an interesting battle. So in the end she sunk 6 out of 7 ships and still almost lost. Well, obviously, some friendly ships helped with the sinking, but, you know, in the end, she had to carry this hard. But hey, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next time.